This is Brainiac, the science show where we blow stuff up in search of big answers, but mostly just for the hell of it.
The big science questions being answered on Brainiac tonight. Can high explosives make your doner kebab taste the business? Can safety equipment really protect your body from attack? Can we turn a mobile phone into a time bomb? And Brainiac boffin John Tickle finds out whether eating bagels can make you fail a drug test.
Remember, kids, just say no.
Brainiac.
I love science. Not all that, what do you get if you mix this chemical with that chemical nonsense. I mean, proper science. Like this. There's this bloke, German scientist, Franz Epping. He's come up with this theory that staring at a woman's breasts for 30 minutes is the equivalent of a 30-minute workout. Now that is an experiment I really want to do. The Brainiac Lab, the nerve centre of our whole operation. This is where we seek the answers to the really big questions, and they don't come much bigger than this. So for the purposes of this experiment, we need 2 willing volunteers, and that is you 2, willing enough, and you are, your name?
Tim.
OK, and you?
Matt.
OK, now you're obviously both twins, and that's good for the science here, OK? Now this is how it's going to work. One of you is going to spend 30 minutes over here, and you're going to do a really good workout. So that means 30 minutes of running, press-ups, chin-ups, sit-ups, riding the exercise bike, the lot. Meanwhile, the other brother is going to spend 30 minutes over here with these 2 women. Now, these women are going to take off their clothes, and that brother will spend the 30 minutes looking at their breasts. Now, we're going to wire you both up to heart rate monitors so that throughout the duration of your respective exercises, we can see what's happening. OK, we'll get set up. Join us later when we will finally determine whether looking at women's breasts for 30 minutes really is the equivalent of a 30-minute workout.
At Brainiac, we love our food, even kebabs. Thing is, we want it now. So what's the fastest way to make kebabs for all the Brainiac crew? One delicious jumbo doner, 8 stone of compressed lamb's carcass, seasoned with special herbs and spices. But slicing bits off is just too much like hard work. So we got our hands on the best explosive money can buy. So powerful it burns at a staggering 8 miles a second. Remember to place the explosive in the centre. You want it to cook evenly. If anything's going to cook our kebab quickly, it's this stuff. Season with fuse wire and stand well back.
Going in 3, 2, 1.
Cooked, cut and shared out in 1/100th of a second. The tricky part, though, is finding the bits. So you have to eat a bit of dirt with it. But hey, it's no worse than egg and tomato sarnies on the beach with Grandma. From start to finish, just 16 seconds and a little extra time to piece it all together. There you have it, the lazy man's guide to making a kebab. Can Can eating a bagel make you fail a drugs test? Who better to find out? Only someone as clean living as resident Brainiac boffin, John Tickle.
Yes, please. I'd like 2 of your finest bagels, please, but the ones with plenty of poppy seeds on.
It might be hard to believe, but scientific research and American lawsuits suggest that eating the seeds of a poppy, the flower from which heroin is made, will produce a positive drugs test. People who eat poppy seed bagels can return results that would even embarrass your average cannabis user. And the theory goes you only have to eat a couple before your drugs test to return a positive result.
Hi.
Hello, Karen Boswell, I presume.
I am indeed.
I'm John.
Nice to meet you.
And pleasure to meet you.
Would you like to come in?
Of course, thank you.
Well, there's been a church here actually since, well, over 1,000 years, in fact.
Good grief.
Yeah. Come in, John, and
Thank you.
have a seat. You're welcome. We've got some tea. I hope you're into that sort
Oh,
of thing.
lovely, yes. I'm dying for a cuppa.
Oh, good, that's good.
Have you used any narcotics in the past 7 days?
No, I certainly haven't.
That's excellent news. I have some bagels here,
Right.
so if you'd like to tuck into those, shall I be mother and pour the tea?
That would be very kind of you. Thank you,
Excellent.
yes.
There you go. Dive in. So how long have you been in the church, Colin?
I'm nearly there, OK?
OK,
I'll
good.
just a bit more.
It's fine work.
How's the tea?
Oh, lovely, thank you.
This is my last piece.
Excellent. Just for added effect, we'd better get you to eat as many poppy seeds as possible. Would you mind finishing those?
Right, willingly. OK.
Superb. Well, I suppose now it's the most important part of the test. I have a little receptacle in this bag.
Right.
I think you can guess what I'm going to ask you to do.
I think I can.
Well, there you go.
Well, I'll go to another room if that's OK.
OK, please do.
Thank you. Here we are. Sorry to keep you waiting, John.
No, that's fine.
There's the sample you need.
Well, thanks very much indeed.
You're welcome.
Now all I have to do is take the sample down to the lab, and we should have the results in about 24 hours. Right then, Canon Boswell, I have the results. Would you like to open them?
I would very much, yes.
Excellent.
Yes. Right.
What do we have?
Well, amphetamines, it's negative. Cocaine is negative, but I've got to say, opiates, it says presumptive positive.
Oh dear, how do you feel about that?
Well, that's quite worrying, isn't it?
That's an interesting result, yes. And simply from eating poppy seeds.
Well, certainly I didn't take any drugs, I can tell you.
Well, that's good news. Well, there you have it. Unbelievable. Just 2 poppy seed bagels can make you fail a drugs test. Remember, kids, just say no.
Brainiac.
Safety first. It's a phrase we hear a lot. And quite frankly, on Brainiac, most of the time we pretty much ignore it. But when it comes to protecting the family jewels and other parts of the body, we take it very seriously indeed. Today, we're going to find out what happens should you be struck by a high-velocity sports projectile with and without protection. There's been a shortage of volunteers to put this interesting question to the test. So here on Brainiac, we've had to improvise a bit. In the first of 3 tests today, we'll try the effects of a cricket ball from a world-class fast bowler. First, let's see what happens when the ball gets delivered without the benefit of protection.
That's right.
Yeah. This bowling machine delivers a cricket ball at a top speed of 95 miles an hour. That's still not as fast as the fastest fast bowler, Pakistan's Shoaib Akhtar. He's broken the 100 miles an hour mark. Still, 95, 100, it doesn't really matter. Getting hit by a cricket ball at either speed is gonna hurt.
was what was there. No, look, that's split in half. That's bad, isn't it? It's completely shredded and split that sack.
But what happens to our plums now if we protect them using an over-the-counter cricket box?
Is that the right way up? Does anyone know?
Yeah, right way up.
That's it there.
There's the other one.
It's all right in there. Well, look at that. That is very, very soft. That's bruised, definitely bruised.
Well, slightly bruised is a lot better than split in half. So there you have it, proof. A plastic box can save your plums. The best thing to happen to Test cricket since the off button for the television was invented. Join us later when we sample the effects of a fast bowl straight to the head. What will make a man run faster, greed or fear? To put this simple question to the test, our fittest brainiac, 20 fags a day, John Henshaw. But will he run faster for tenors or terror? The current world record for the 100 metres is 9.78 seconds, held by Tim Montgomery of the USA. Clearly, there's no way fag-loving Henshaw will get anywhere near that. But can we motivate him enough to make him beat his personal best of 16.5 seconds? This experiment is all about the science of motivation. The first form of motivation is money. We've attached 100 quid to this fishing rod, which has then been attached to a bicycle. If our minimum wage brainiac can get his hands on the cash, he gets to keep it. Our brainiac was clearly faster over the first 25 metres, but once he knew the bike was out of reach, his motivation levels dwindled. So we placed the 100 quid at the finish line and told him if he beat his personal best of 16.5 seconds, he could pocket the cash.
Come on! Go! 17.26.
Strangely, for someone who earns so little, money hasn't motivated him, and he still runs like a girly. But what about the prospects of a good mauling to the backside? This lovable creature is Ike. On command, he's trained to run down and attack. In practice, the fastest our brainiac ran with the arm guard on was 17.8 seconds. So will the motivation of fear make him faster?
What was that one? 18.24 seconds.
Slower.
So for Brainiac Henshaw, neither money nor fear could motivate him. In fact, the prospect of being mauled made him slower. Maybe he should have tried one of Dwayne Chambers' special pills instead. Still to come, will this have the same effect as this? And we investigate the best way to open the world's toughest safe.
That is a very big drop.
We travel to Swindon to experiment with Mexican waves.
Yeah, that wasn't very good, really, was it?
Is it better to be fat or thin in a sinking ship? And safety helmets, do they actually work?
But first, we're addressing that vital question. Is looking at women's breasts for 30 minutes the equivalent of a 30-minute workout? Now, to help us answer that, we have here Brother A. He's been wired to a heart rate monitor, and for half an hour, he's going to go through a pretty punishing workout, riding the exercise bike, running, press-ups, chin-ups, the lot. Meanwhile, over here, we have Brother B. He's also been wired up to a heart rate monitor, and he's going to spend his 30 minutes looking at these women's breasts. That's the experiment. Obviously, it's very important that Brother A doesn't get to see the women's breasts, because that would skew the results. So, this screen will prevent any unwanted peeking. It's also very important that Brother B doesn't engage in any physical exercise whilst looking at the women's breasts, so we'll be keeping a close eye on things there too. OK, we're set. So, let the experiment begin.
Please start cycling. Please remove your lab coats.
This whole breasts versus workout thing has been the subject of much debate down the years since it first emerged as a theory in 1997. Now, apparently it started with an article in the well-known medical publication, the New England Journal, and it said this: ogling women's breasts is good for a man's health and can add years to your life. And it goes on, staring at the charms of a well-endowed female is equivalent to a 30-minute aerobic workout. Now, although there have been claims of other studies, we couldn't verify that that actually happened. So this, we therefore think, is the first time the theory has been tested under rigorous scientific conditions.
Please dismount and do 20 press-ups. Please do 20 sit-ups. All the way up, please. 30 seconds of jogging on the spot, please. Faster. Now, please, mount the bike. Cycle.
Now, what do you think of this theory?
Well, I'd rather be over that side than this side, obviously.
But do you reckon that staring at the women's breasts is the equivalent of half an hour of this?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, when one guy looks at a lovely, attractive girl, especially with her boobs out, you know, the adrenaline rush will go straight to the head and the body's just going to go into overtime, the hormones.
Well, that's kind of where the theory comes from, so at least we'll find out. Keep going.
Right,
You're feeling all right? You're not going to keel over or anything?
No, I'm still going to go.
All right, but it's important you keep going, and you can't see anything through there, can you?
Definitely not. I wish I could.
Shame that. Well, next door we have Brother B. Now, you're bearing up OK in here.
Oh, it's a tough job.
Yeah.
It really is a tough
Now,
job.
is this feeling like a workout to you thus far?
Well, it's an enjoyable workout, let's put it that way.
Don't look at me. You've got to keep looking that way, obviously, because we don't want to mess the results up. And don't move around too much. What do you think of the theory?
I could sit here quite happily all day.
But do you feel you've had like a 30-minute workout? That's the thing.
Not really, no. I've just felt like, well, I've been put on an exciting level. You know, my hormones are running around wildly.
I mean, I'm looking at your heart rate there. It's having quite an effect, actually. I've got to say, you're doing something.
Yes.
Well, you're doing very well.
Yes.
Bear up, keep going.
Thank you.
Good luck. Well, the boys are working really hard in the name of science, and we'll come back later for the end of the experiment and, of course, the results.
Here's one for you. If it's 0 degrees today and it's supposed to be twice as cold tomorrow, what temperature will it be?
Stop. The following experiment is dangerous for your safety and the protection of those around you. Do not try this at home. No, really, don't.
Light bulbs contain an inert gas called argon. When the gas is excited by microwaves, it emits light. The filament burns, and there's nothing to stop it getting hotter and hotter. The gas expands, exerting pressure on the glass until eventually it breaks. We do these experiments so you don't have to. Do not try this at home. No, really, don't. Earlier in the show, we tested how effective a cricket box was in protecting your plums from a ball travelling at 95 miles an hour. We also saw what would happen if you didn't use protection. But what about those beamers, the so-called Australian specials that go straight to the head, or in this case, a watermelon? How much protection would a cricket helmet give? The watermelon wasn't completely intact. It suffered some major cracks, but its insides were in reasonable shape.
Not good, careful, don't put it. That's not good. How's the helmet? Solid metal. Look at that. That's ripped the fabric right off.
Now, what happens to the melon and its brains without the aid of a helmet? There you have it. Conclusive proof. Watermelons who play cricket should wear protective headgear. Still to come, ice hockey protection. We put it to the test.
Brainiac.
I'm Peter Logan, and this is my exploding paste. When it's wet, it's safe, but when it's dry, it's very unstable.
Logan's paste is made using iodine crystals and one other secret chemical. It's so volatile that when dry, even the movement of a small insect can detonate it. Peter Logan first made his exploding paste while at school after concocting a recipe from an old textbook. Way back then, the only use he found for it was practical jokes. Many decades later, nothing has changed.
How many people does it take to start a Mexican wave? At the Mexico World Cup in 1986, it took just 20 or 30 people to get a crowd of 50,000 on their feet. But how many will it take to start a Mexican wave here at Swindon versus Luton? OK, here's how it's going to work. Take your tickets. In fact, pass those round. We're going in. I'm going to give you radios. You take one. Cheers. What I'll do is call you each time it's your turn to have a go at this. Don't start until I tell you. That's how it works. Right? Yep. In we go then. Do it.
And we're off. 7 Brainiacs trying to inspire 7,000 Swindon and Luton fans into one big Mexican wave. First, we'll try it with just one Brainiac.
OK, I think we're ready to give this a go. Ed, are you standing by?
Standing by.
OK, on my count, begin the Mexican wave. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah, that wasn't very good, really, was it? Nothing happened at all.
So, we can't start a Mexican wave with just one person. Time to bring in reinforcements.
Richard, can you hear me?
Richard.
OK, you join in. We'll try 2. We'll try 2. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Yes, a bit better with that one. The fans seem to be a little more responsive. Now they realise it's not just one nutter who's wandered in off the street. Let's bring on the rest of the Brainiacs.
I'm going to deploy all 7 and see if that tips it over the edge. Can everybody hear me? Are you standing by?
Standing by, Richard.
OK, on my shout, begin the Mexican wave. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!
Again, it almost happened, but it didn't have quite enough momentum. But we are getting close to a full-scale Mexican wave. Let's try one more thing.
Guys, it's nearly happening. What I want you to do is get in a line, OK? Get all 7 of you in one line.
Fortunately, at a Swindon-Luton game, there's plenty of spare seats, so moving people around is not a problem.
That's right. If you form up like that, I reckon we can get this started, OK? OK, if everybody's ready, stand by and do it on my shout. OK, this is it. They're all set. This is our one big shot. Everybody ready?
You're ready.
Make it really big this time, guys. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!
I think we can safely say we've done it.
So, there you go. Now we know it takes 7 people all together to start the Mexican wave.
Toaster broken? Don't bother with expensive repairs. Make your own. Just a few granules of calcium carbide in a rubber glove and a splash of water. A little prick. Light it up. Hey presto, your own oxyacetylene toaster. Marvellous.
People with a fast metabolism seem able to eat just about anything without putting on weight. And yet there are those people, of course, who put on weight as soon as they even look at food. Now, the dangers of being obese are well documented, as are the dangers of being too thin. But there must be some circumstances where there are advantages to being either fat or thin. Our fat guy has a 64-inch waist and weighs over 20 stone. Our thin guy has a 21-inch waist and weighs just 6.5. Today's life-threatening situation is this. You're travelling by ship and the ship has gone down. You've bailed out and are waiting to be rescued. Who will stay afloat the longest? To simulate our shipwreck, we've given our 2 subjects inflatable lifeboats. When the klaxon sounds, the boats will deflate. And now for the test. To simulate the fact that they've been stranded at sea for days on end and no longer have any energy and barely the will to live, neither subject will be allowed to use their arms or legs to stay afloat. The subject that stays afloat the longest will be deemed the survivor. Our fat guy has absolutely no trouble in floating, and although it looks like our thin guy wouldn't even break the surface of the water, he has to use his legs to stay afloat. While he struggles, our fat guy has practically fallen asleep. Which means this time on Fat v Thin, it's better to be bloated yes! than bony. Next time, is it better to be fat or thin if you're stuck in a blizzard?
We're the Brownlow boys. That's me, Terry, and this is my boy, Jamie. We've been dealing in safes for 28 years, and this one here is one of the best. So good, in fact, we're putting 200 big ones in it. And if you can crack our safe, the dough's yours. But don't count on getting inside too easy. It's nearly 1 ton of solid steel. The doors are 5.5 inches thick, and it's been specially designed to resist attack from torches and drills alike.
One safe.
We'll break that, won't we?
So we know it's going to take some inspiration to crack this baby and pocket the Brownlow's cash. Today, the Brainiac team are going to try their luck using the simplest force to hand. Gravity.
That is a very big drop. OK. 3,
2, 1, go! That's gotta have done it.
You! Yes! You! Look at that!
It's intact.
You've dented the world with it, look!
I don't get the money out of that then. Still.
Bad luck, Brainiacs. You'll have to try harder than that to get your hands on the Brownlow's wedge. Next time we take our safe to the boys in blue. Nah, not the old Bill, the other mob. Muppets.
Still to come, the results of Breasts v Workout. Does laughing gas really make everything funny?
I'm from Düsseldorf, and I was born in 1961.
And can we blow up a caravan with a mobile phone? Set.
But first, you join us at the conclusion of our experiment to find out whether looking at breasts for 30 minutes is the equivalent of a 30-minute workout. Now, our boys have been going at it hammer and tongs, but now it's time to call an end to it and see the results. So, time's up, OK? That's it. OK, we have a result, all right? You want to stand there? You feeling OK? Recovered? Not feeling too bad?
I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
You look it? OK, let's have a look at these results. Thank you very much. Right, Brother B, first of all, looking at the breasts, of course, for half an hour. Here are the figures. From a resting heartbeat, this is where you started at 67.
Right.
You went up to an average heartbeat of 85, which is actually quite calm. That's not bad. Brother A, with your exercise regime, you started a resting heartbeit of 70, so a fairly similar starting point, more or less exactly the same. Went up to an average heartbeat of 161. Which, technically, I don't know, you probably died 20 minutes ago.
I probably didn't come back again, yeah.
Now, this kind of tells us a little bit about the difference. 161, 85. Did you feel your heartbeat go up?
Well, I got excited, obviously, looking at a pair of breasts.
Ba-boom, ba-boom.
Ba-boom, ba-boom, yes, but then I just mellowed into it.
Which means that we can finally put this theory in the bin marked urban myths. Looking at breasts for 30 minutes is not the equivalent of a 30-minute workout.
Here's one for you. If we put a chameleon in a room full of mirrors, what colour would it turn?
To demonstrate the power of protection, we fitted a visor to a watermelon. And the Bristol Bulldogs will do the rest. The watermelon has taken 2 direct hits and is still intact. The visor is doing its job, so we'll take it off. To simulate actual game conditions, we provided a Brainiac goalie and set the Bulldogs loose. A well-struck hockey puck can reach speeds of around 100 miles an hour, fast enough to cause some serious damage should you get in the way. Once more, conclusive proof hockey-playing watermelons should wear protective equipment.
Nitrous oxide, probably my favourite legal chemical. It is, of course, also known as laughing gas. Thank you. But we at Brainiac are not going to accept that you can call something laughing gas without first putting it to the test. So, does laughing gas make everything funny? The Brainiac Lab, where we enter with questions and leave with answers. We've managed to get hold of a bottle of this stuff. Now, does it really make everything funny? We dragged 3 people off the street to take part. Dwayne, Carleen and Ruben tell us they're not easily amused. Perfect, then, for our experiment.
What we're going to do is a little bit of an experiment involving nitrous oxide laughing gas. We're going to show you 3 things before you have that nitrous oxide and just monitor how funny they are to use. Then we'll administer the nitrous oxide, which we'll explain how to do, and then we'll see what your reactions are. Is that all clear for everyone? And you sit there, and you there. Thanks, Ruben.
Time for the first item. We have a small pickled onion. First, let's see how funny they find it without the benefit of any nitrous oxide. OK, predictably, not much of a reaction there. Secondly, we have a German who will talk about his riveting life in Germany and his glorious fellow countrymen.
Hello, my name is Jürgen, as you can see. I'm from Düsseldorf, and I was born in 1961 as the only child of a chemist called Klaus and a peasant girl called Martha who play.
Really, very little reaction to our German friend. Not a lot of laughs in his material. Lastly, we have a comedian. He's called John Roberts. He'd like to work as a stand-up comedian.
Hi, I'm John Roberts, here today to talk about airports.
But unfortunately, he's not very funny.
Always feel guilty. Is it to 8 litres or... And apparently in the Middle East you can't take any alcohol in at all, and in Mexico you can't take avocados in with you, which for some reason I've no idea why. Well, that's my set, and hopefully you found it more funny than you were actually thinking, because okay.
The question is, will they laugh more when we've given them a dose of the gas? So, bring it on. Nitrous oxide is, of course, used as an anaesthetic. It dulls feeling of pain during minor operations. It does also have the pleasant side effect of making people giggly. It's said that a hit of laughing gas has the equivalent effect of 10 gin and tonics. So, let's put it to the test. How do they feel about the pickled onion now? Yes, a definite and marked change. Look at the difference between their pre-gas state and their reactions now. I think we can safely say that nitrous oxide has worked for Carly.
I feel like I'm floating.
More than a wry grin from Ruben as well there, and even Dwayne can see the funny side. Laughter is definitely in the air. How about Jürgen, our boring German?
Hi, I used to be in a relationship for 2 months with a secretary called Heidi, but she left me for an accountant called Gerhard aus Dresden.
Oh yes, Jürgen now has ways of making them laugh. Things are looking pretty good for John Roberts, our wannabe comedian. They're laughing even before he starts his set.
She's always trying to get people to watch it, help off with the luggage. Last time I stuck her on a conveyor belt.
Your hair is the best.
Thanks.
Oh, God.
Like on the beach, and there's like towel from his toes right up to his nose. Salesman came up to him and said, English? How the time I don't know. You can never tell with these people. He sold me this watch.
What?
Amazing! Our unfunny comedian John Roberts has brought the house down. His routine goes down a bomb. Hey, you never know, but you might see him in a club near you soon. Just remember to pack a large supply of nitrous oxide. So there you go. One valuable addition to the sum total of human knowledge. Laughing gas really does make everything funny. Pub science, the Brainiac alternative to karaoke.
So what we're going to do is get this egg in that bottle with this. Ta-da!
I mean, how many times have I got to tell you?
We're not in point! I was just about to score!
Ooh, my phone. Question is, do I answer it? I mean, we've all seen the signs. Do not use mobile phones, danger of explosion. Is there? I mean, if I answer this now, here, the whole place goes up in a fireball. Will it? No one knows why it's supposed to be dangerous to use mobile phones around petrol. The whole thing started when there was once an explosion at a filling station when someone was using their mobile phone. So, obviously, it had to be the phone that caused it. Now, the theories go maybe the battery caused a spark between the contacts on the bottom. Or maybe it was something to do with the electromagnetic radiation from the phone itself. Or maybe the bloke dropped his fag. Who knows? So let's find out. Now, if this is going to work, obviously it would be cruel to kill a car. So let's kill a caravan. Right, it stinks of petrol fumes in here. And here's some more petrol. Should do. Here's the telephone. Don't ring me now, Mum, please. And here we go. Right. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. It's ringing. It's still ringing. Doesn't look like that's going to blow. OK, that was poor. I reckon try more phones. As long as I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we've got 6 phones, is anybody's on vibrate?
Because that would help. Yeah,
I don't know. Okay. It might. Right. OK. We know the numbers. We can dial them. I'm going in. Nobody phone. It won't be funny, all right? And I've one there. One there. One there. Really smells in here. And one there. I'm getting out of there. Right. Numbers at the ready. Tell me when you've got your numbers in, don't press send. I'll do a 3, 2, 1 and we go. But so that's 3, 2, 1, then go. Right. OK, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, send. I don't think that's working either, is it, really? Nothing. So, the mobile phone isn't going to blow up the petrol station. But we thought of something else that might. We've got a Brainiac, some nylon clothes, a bucket, and a piece of wire. Why? Well, they do all these signs telling us about the dangers of using our mobile phones at petrol stations, but they don't say anything about the dangers of nylon clothes. You see, when synthetic fibres rub against our skin, we get a tingly sensation. That's caused by static. Static, of course, can generate a spark. Now, our Brainiac here is going to do some dancing in this bucket, in his nylon clothes, to generate that static. The bucket is here to stop him from being earthed, so that when he touches this fuse wire, the static will be transferred from him to the wire, down the wire, and blow up the caravan. That, at least, is the theory. Here we go. Dance. Generate that static electricity. Feel the charge build in those synthetic fibres. You're not being earthed because of the bucket. That's what it's there for. We're going to go for it. OK. Static generating Brainiac. OK, here we go. I've got the fuse. Are you ready? This is it. That was your clothes! That's astonishing. Good static. So, look out for the new sign at your local petrol station. Do not wear nylon whilst filling your car.
You've been watching Brainiac, Science Abuse.